Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am Stephanie Dove from Live with My Desk with Stephanie and Amanda, and I'm going to get Mrs. Venenzia on here as well. And we are excited. Today is one of the first episodes of a few over the next 2 months that we are going to spend some time talking about one of our favorite conferences, ANC. And for those of you who do not know what ANC is, that is School Nutrition Association's annual national year. ANC is in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm very excited about that. Hello!
Happy Tuesday, Stephanie. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Fantastic. As always. I mean, come on. I get to see your face, so it's always great. How are you doing?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I'm doing so super well. I am so excited to be hosting Live from My Desk with you. I feel like I haven't seen your face in so long. We've had some amazing episodes airing, re-airing, and it's so great to be back. So, hello to you and hello to everyone out there who's joining us again for an exciting session about the top three things both of us are excited about for AMC.
I know. I was just giving a little sneak peek of what ANC is because I know that we have some viewers who tune in who may not be from the school nutrition world, or they may be from the school nutrition world and just don't really know about ANC or SNA. So, have you been to St. Louis before?
I've never been to St. Louis. I've heard good things, and I'm excited to have a great, unique experience full of school nutrition professionals who share passion, knowledge, and I'm excited to see some new products, to hear some motivational speeches. It's one of my favorite conferences for professional growth, inspiration, and to be with wonderful people such as yourself.
I know. Actually, people don't realize this, but that's really ANC was where both you and I met Donette Worthy and Keisha Williams. So we're always forever indebted to ANC. I mean, come on now. So I no, I've never been to St. Louis. We're both foodies, and so I can't wait to try new food and restaurants. So if you are
Mhm.
from St. Louis, because I know some of our viewers are from that area, or if you've been there and you have really good restaurant recommendations, please let us know. We are equal opportunists. We try anything and everything. So that's my favorite thing about traveling is just going to eat my way through a city. So it works out, but that's okay. Perfect. So Amanda, what what are you most excited about? Like, is there a specific speaker that you're really looking forward to, or a session, or an event?
So this year is a little bit different. And if people have been with in gone to ANCs in the past, they've actually shortened the conference time by 1 day, which is standard and something that they were looking to change, but standard across other conventions and through other organizations. So with the shortened conference day, I think pre-cons the day before the conference on that Saturday were something that people subscribed to or didn't, but there are some really great pre-cons happening, and I'm super excited about that. There are three different ways that pre-cons are being held, and this year I'm excited to be attending a 2 hour pre-con, which I think is great. You know, some subject matters only need 2 hours, and I'm really excited because I am joining Bart Christensen he's going to be giving us simple solutions for effective communication and customer delight. I know I love to communicate with people, and who doesn't want to delight people in simple ways? I mean, there were a lot of things about this that appealed to me as a conference goer, and I said, absolutely, I will definitely subscribe to going a day early to catch this extra 2 hours to increase my exposure. And I've heard really good things about Bart Christensen, so I'm really excited to see that. There's always some names that are really exciting, but I know someone else who's running a pre-con, Stephanie. Do you?
I am doing too, actually. I'm a glutton. I'm a glutton for punishment every year, but there's something about speaking at ANC that I come back and leading up to it, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Like presenting, like you get everything together and you're like constantly editing and re-editing and questioning, is this right? Am I doing enough? And then like you get there and then you're just like, ah! And it's great though. Like I come back and I'm exhausted, but I'm so refreshed. So yes, I have the pleasure of leading 2 pre-cons this year. So my first pre-con is with Sean Salko, who is a fellow registered dietitian down in Hillsborough County in Florida. And we came up with this pre-con. It's called Ask the RDs, Decoding Regulations and
Brilliant.
Food Allergies, because we always call each other and pick each other's brains on special diets, allergies, or other like RD specific questions. He's just kind of one of my go-to people, and he calls me a lot as well. And we just realized that we got to talking and we were like, wow, like, you know, people still don't understand. Like they know from a meal pattern perspective, we know that you need to serve your red, orange, or dark greens, so many ounces of milk and grains and protein. But if you ask someone why those are important for the benefit of our children, a lot of people can't answer that truthfully, like knowing exactly why red, orange vegetables are so important to the students, or where some of these regulations came from that HIFCA is based off of. And so what we're going to do is break it down from the nutritional aspect, but then bundle it up into a package that really they can take those templates back and use it for a presentation for their staff, for their stakeholders, include the information in a newsletter, and then also talk about food allergies. Both of us come from very large districts, but even the way both of our districts manage food allergies and special diets is very different. And so we're going to really encourage them. It's not a one size fits all model. And sometimes like you can't help every child. And there are some children who are unfortunately almost allergic to air, and how to have those conversations with parents, but then also how to train your team, resources that are available, whether there is a cost associated, they're free, or a low cost associated. Here's some resources that go behind it. Here is a way to, we're going to have everyone who signs up, they're going to get an email from us, and we want them to bring a copy of one of their cycle menus, and we're going to show them how they can, we're going to help them highlight things so that they can look at those menus and really see how they could plug and play what they're using to make like a gluten-free meal. Like how to make a gluten-free menu using what you have. Like let's start with what you have instead of trying to add on all of these products, because you have kind of the core there. And a lot of times it just takes swapping out a hamburger bun for rice, and the kids are really excited about that. So we're going to kind of go through some of those, and then Liz from Horizon, and we both love her, from Gab and Go podcast and Horizon. So we are doing a pre-con on marketing, graphic design, video, and podcasting. Basically, here are the nuts and bolts of how to do it with minimal time. Like we are showing our favorite go-to resources, and I did a social post on Friday about this, and I was like, this graphic, everything was free, and it took me 1 minute to create, and it has this cute little girl standing on behind a brick wall, and it's like awesome. And yeah, so it's so easy. And then just diving into video and podcasting from the standpoint of and that you don't need a lot of crazy equipment, or how to really utilize all of these things to rebrand your program or take your program to the next level. So while we welcome learners from all aspects, we really want, we're hoping that a lot of our attendees have something. So even if it's like you just have Twitter and like you want to see where you can go, or you have Instagram, or you've dabbled and you are just overwhelmed and don't know what to do. And so it's not necessarily a 101 and it's not a 201. It's kind of like a 1.5 to 2.5.
Okay.
So that way we can just give a lot of tools and toolboxes, and they're going to leave with tangibles. So Liz and I are going to work with them on marketing plans, and then also mapping out their calendar of like what would be 5 great activities during the school year for them to really focus on. So focus your efforts on that and branch out or set some goals. We're all about SMART goals. So yeah, those are my 2 pre-cons that I have on Saturday. So I'm very excited about those. Both of those are 4-hour pre-cons. So they, yep, I've never
Bless
done an
your heart.
ANC without a pre-con. So I would not even know what to do if I attended ANC and did not teach a pre-con. So it is
What
it is.
amazing value and the tangibles that the people are going to get from coming to your pre-cons are just amazing. I'm a big fan of both the people that you're presenting with, so that's pretty fantastic. So, you know what? One of the reasons I'm going to ANC, and I think a lot of people too, is the exhibit hall, the expansive, huge exhibit hall with all of the new innovations in food items, services, equipment. You know, that's one of my favorite things. And that is one of the major reasons that I attend, because I am the person, I need to know what's going on. I want to be on the cutting edge. I want to know what's happening. And I want to be open to bringing some of those ideas back to my school district. So that is my number 2 top 3 things that I'm excited for ANC this year. How about you?
Well, speaking of the show floor, so I love the show floor, and one of the things that I have been fortunate enough to be asked to do by SNA the past 2 years was to host mommy bloggers on the showroom floor. So, I think the mommy bloggers are a massive influence in the parent world. And so I encourage all of you, if you know that you have influential mommy bloggers in your community, invite them in. Show them your program. Just like Amanda said, you want to know what's going on. Pitch it as, we want to give you the exclusive tour of our program, of our kitchen, of our new menu, whatever it is. Tie in those buzzwords and do it and win them over and get them on your side. So I love taking mommy bloggers on the floor because it's a great chance to talk about our program. And the expo hall, even if you work in school nutrition, you were like, oh my goodness, this is massive. And so for someone who's coming from the outside, coming in, and they were like, I had no idea about this. And so I try to be strategic. I try to take them to a variety of vendors so that they can look at equipment. They can obviously test the food and see the food. And then I also take them to some of the commodity boards so that they can see how we're partnering and really promoting fruits and vegetables and whole grains and all these things in our program. A lot of what it is. And I've been fortunate. I've had 2 awesome mommy bloggers the past 2 years. And so their eyes were just open. And so one of them, it was actually in Vegas last year. It was the Vegas mommy blogger. She actually messaged me on Instagram, like back in the fall. I was like, guess who let her son buy school lunch for the first time? And I was like, yes. I was like, yes, this is great. So it makes it, yeah. So it just makes me happy. I really like that because I think anything we can do to highlight the awesome work that not only school nutrition programs are doing, but also what our vendors are doing, because it's that partnership. And I'm really excited. So Jill Castle is a fellow dietitian who specializes in childhood nutrition, and she is a media guru. Like I love her. I think so highly of her. And I actually was with Jen Louie at Fancy in October, and she was sitting in Jill's session, and Jill did a session at Fancy about mastering your TED Talk. Like that was her session, like mastering your TED Talk. And Jen Louie was texting me and she's like, we need her for ANC. And I was like, yes, you do. So I'm very excited. I am looking forward to seeing how she connects all of those dots and applies her extensive media background, communication, and marketing into her session at ANC. So I'm looking forward to seeing her speak because she's just a fantastic speaker. And yes, So I'm very excited to see her.
Oh, wow. Can you put
Yeah.
that in the comments so I add that to my schedule? Because I
Yes.
definitely don't want to miss that opportunity.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to our sessions together. We have 2 sessions together this year, Amanda. 2. So, for those of you who don't know, I mean, granted, they don't have the speaker names for all of the sessions listed on the website, but I would hope that everyone who saw live from my desk at ANC wouldn't know that Amanda and I are leading that session. And part of that, like, we really want to know, because Amanda and I are really going to talk about the power of live video and the ins and outs. If there is something that you guys would love for us to throw in on our session and on our talk, we have a short amount of time. So if you have something that you are thinking, put it in the comments below or message us, and we'll try to see if we can incorporate it into something like viewers section, viewers choice, viewers questions in our session at ANC. And then we have our SNA squad goals session on the power of lateral mentorship, where Amanda and I are working with Keisha Williams and Donette Worthy on a session that I'm personally very excited for. So it melts my heart and warms my heart. I think it's going to be great. I think a lot of times when we've talked to other next gens, the topic of mentorship always comes up. And so our session's really about mentorship not being a one size fits all model. And you can be mentors with those who are the same age. You can have mentors who are younger than you. You can have mentors who are older than you. You can have mentors out of your industry completely. It doesn't really matter. Mentorship is just a universal thing. And so we're really going to talk about that and how you can use mentorship to really advance your career and your professional development goals in general. So I'm excited about those. So those are kind of my big things. I think ANC is going to be great. I'm just
I agree.
every year.
Have you heard? Go ahead. No.
I was like, every year I walk out thinking, oh my gosh, this is so good. It will never top. And then the next year I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. It's never going to top this one. So I'm just anxiously awaiting for July, I guess.
It's going to be a great, great couple of days by far. But the last thing that I'm really excited about is actually the closing general session speaker. I don't know if you checked her out, Stephanie. Ashley Rhodes Quarter. She is a speaker and an author, and I actually bought her book because I'm a huge nerd, and I wanted to read her book before I actually hear her speak, because she wrote this book called Three Little Things, and it's about her journey. And I just think what an incredible way to prep for and ready to be inspired, because we spend so much time, we spend that time at the conference, and I want to be prepared to just, I love fangirling. So I just wanted to read the book beforehand, because I read the description and read a little bit about her story. And I'm just going to throw it out there to folks, and I'll put the comments and the links here for her book to just kind of check it out and just be ready for this conversation that's going to close our education for this time frame at ANC, because it's going to be, I think, a very powerful message. And I liken the effect to what I felt when I saw Alex Sheen present. And so I guess I'm just like open and ready for the experience, and I just want everyone else to be open and ready for it too.
I love it. No, I had not checked out her book, but now since I'm finished with school, I can get back to my pleasure reading. So I might have to add that on my list. So I think both you and I are like serious. Like, I think that's why we get along. We're both very like open about our nerdiness, and like we love to learn, and it's fine. I don't really care. I love to learn. So it works out. But no, I love it, because sometimes I feel like you want that closing speaker to be powerful. So because I think we've all been in conferences where we've been in a closing session and you're like, but like you want one that's like, wow, like, yes, I'm going to leave here and go and it's going to be great. So I think it will be fantastic.
Can we close our live today with just celebrating successes? And can you tell me how many letters are at the end of your name at this point in time?
It's so my brother-in-law was just asking me this last night. He was like, Stephanie, you have a lot of letters. He's like, I don't even know what they all mean. And I was like, I work hard for them. So there's this debate that like, when should you leave off like your credentials behind your name? And my philosophy is I will keep all of them on there because they're a reminder of the time, the money, and the effort I put into getting them. So yes, I graduated this past weekend in torrential downpours, which caused me to not be able to walk across the stage, actually. So I graduated from business school. So I have my MBA in marketing now. So it was a long time coming. So I'm no longer a hermit. So those of you who are watching who feel like you haven't seen me outside of live from my desk every week, don't worry, I'm back. So it works out. So I am very happy about that. So got that done. I'm holding off for my PhD until I'm 40. I told my family I would not entertain that until I'm 40. But I do want my PhD because I want to be called a doctor without needing to see blood because I faint. So that's my rationale. You know, it's okay. So I have a good, actually 6 years. So I have 6 years to think about that one. So it works out.
That sounds fabulous.
Thank you. Perfect. Well, I'm excited. I'm getting excited about ANC just talking about it right now. So I hope everyone else is. And we want to know what you're excited about. Is there a session that you are really excited about? If you're looking forward to it, we want to know. Put it in the comments. Or if you were leading a session, because as we mentioned, they don't put the speaker names just yet. They wait until closer to the conference date. So if you were leading a session, speaking at a session, doing a pre-con, put the information in the comments because sharing is caring and we love to support all of our friends in school nutrition. So with that, I guess we will see everyone next week for another episode of Live from My Desk with Stephanie and Amanda. Perfect. Have a
Bye, everyone.
day, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.